Hey guys, what is up? Wow, excuse me. Welcome back to another episode of VGC Prep. This one is again post-commentated, and it's a live battle as well. So this keeps happening, and it only happens on VGC Prep. So I don't know if not even my computer's fine. I don't know if Camtasia has a personal vendetta against VGC Prep. Maybe it's jealous that people like it. Maybe it's... I got nothing. But, we did win the last two battles. And by battles, I mean episodes. We won both battles in both episodes. So, this one will be... same team, no changes. Excuse me, it feels, I don't know, something just got caught in my throat as soon as I started, but I gotta get this done, alright? I know there was no episode on Saturday. I just didn't really want to do it. I was hanging out with my girlfriend and stuff like that, so I didn't want to, waste time. So, this guy's gonna be bringing Bisharp, Liepard, Gyarados, Gardevoir, Garchomp, and Rotom Heat. Now I'm looking at his team, and I can pretty much hit 3 out of the 6 super effectively with my Gardevoir. So Gardevoir is definitely a strong contender. Looking at his team, I really don't like Liepard. They're really annoying. I wouldn't say they're broken, because they're definitely not broken, but they're super annoying and really hard to deal with. The priority Encore is just the worst. It is. It's so bad. So I believe I bring Charizard and not Gardevoir. Charizard and well, you know what? We'll find out. But Charizard's definitely a good option. It doesn't hit as many things super effectively, and in fact, it really only hits Bisharp and Rotom Heat super effectively. But it's my really only good answer to Bisharp. I don't have Conkeldurr on this team, so I need something else, and Charizard does it really well. I believe I also bring Venusaur because I want that sleep support. So we'll see exactly what happens in about like 3.2 seconds. So 1, 2, 3.2. No, okay. So I'm wrong. I tried. You gotta give me credit for that. So he sends out that and that. That's gonna be his Gardevoir and Liepard. Oh, and I bring Ludicolo for fake out support. Now, I'm not really sure if I outspeed this Liepard, and while I don't really want to lose a turn of, being able to fake out with Ludicolo, I think it's better to preserve the HP of both of these guys. So what I'm going to do is actually double protect here. It takes me a while to really think that through because I'm not entirely sure if that's my best play. But I think I went to look it up and I was just running out of time, so I didn't look it up and I just went for double protect. And that is actually going to be a pretty decently good play, I think. The Liepard is going to go for the fake out on the Ludicolo, so had I not, actually... protected, Ludicolo would have not gone down, but gone down pretty far. So now I'm going to Mega, and I want to get rid of this Liepard. So I'm going to Mega and Flamethrower it. Gardevoir's really not scary. If anything, it's locked into Shadow Ball, which shouldn't take out my Ludicolo. I think I run 252 HP, so I don't know. So he's going to withdraw the Gardevoir. I was like, that's great. That works very well for me. And he brings in the Rotom Heat. I figured, the Flamethrower would be more than enough to take out this Liepard. So I'm actually just going to go for Flamethrower because why not, It's going to do damage. It's going to be helpful. So he goes for Encore. And I was like, no, that's so annoying. Excuse me. So I use Protect, and it's gonna fail. I go for the Giga Drain on the Rotom Heat, because I just want to get some damage off on the Gardevoir. All in all, it's really not the greatest turn for me. He basically made it so my Charizard can't do anything for the remainder of the Encore. And if I stay in, he's just gonna Encore me right back. So I have to take out Charizard, and he knows that, so he's gonna take out the Liepard so he can get me next time I bring in my Charizard, and he actually brings in the Gyarados here. I figured he wouldn't Encore my Ludicolo, So I went for the Giga Drain on the Liepard because that would be, my best bet. And I do bring in Rhydon here. I can take Thunderbolt if he was going to go for it. I can take an Overheat. And Liepard I don't think really runs any attacks, so I can take it. So the Overheat goes off, and it actually brings me down pretty far. Sorry, I think there's like a stick in my sock. It hurts. But I actually get a Giga Drain off on the Gyarados, and it actually does a pretty decent amount. Not enough to really let me survive another Overheat, even though he is at -2. But enough to give me some hope. So I'm actually, I don't want Ludicolo in here. I want to save it. I want to preserve it for the fake out later on in the match. I bring in Gardevoir because I figured he's going to attack the Ludicolo with the Rotom Heat again. So I can probably take a -2 Overheat. I don't see why I shouldn't be able to. And he does go for the Overheat on my Gardevoir, hoping to get that Ludicolo. And it does a little bit less than half, so I can probably take... Well, now that his special attack dropped again, I can probably take definitely 2 more. And the Rock Slide is just barely enough to take out the Rotom Heat, which is a little upsetting. But honestly, the duo on his side of the field aren't threatening enough to my team currently. I'm gonna go for yet another Rock Slide to hit them, and I actually choose to Moonblast the Gyarados just to guarantee that the Rock Slide gets off. But he actually Mega Evolves to his detriment. I think he went for Earthquake here because it's super effective against my Rhydon. And he had a Mega Evolve to put me back on the ground because I did Trace Levitate. So his Moonblast is going to go off. I really didn't think it would KO, but it does, and that's great. I was really, really ecstatic about that. That Gyarados really didn't get a chance to do anything this match. But unfortunately, the Rotom does avoid damage for another turn. So that's a little unfortunate, but whatever. I'm in a pretty good position. So he brings in his own Gardevoir, and I'm not really sure, I kind of had a feeling that... I know Gardevoirs can learn Energy Ball, so I didn't want to, leave myself in there to basically die, but I didn't really want to switch anything in, because, in case he predicted that and goes for the Thunderball on my Charizard, I didn't want to. So I protect to just scat out to see if he's going to be going for it. And I'm gonna Moonblast his Gardevoir because it's not going to do very, very much to Rotom Heat. I'm locked into it, and I get more than half on him, so I know that I can take him out next turn with another Moonblast. Granted, he doesn't kill me, and he doesn't kill me this turn, excuse me. So that's great. He's not actually taken me out yet. And I do outspeed both of these 2 Pokemon, I believe. I don't think his Gardevoir is Choice Scarfed. If it is, it might be Modest instead of Timid. Mine is Timid because I want to outspeed Mega Gengar. I think it's Mega Gengar. I think that was the benchmark I was looking for. I don't remember if I was able to or not. I think it's like 1 point faster than Mega Gengar. I'm not entirely sure. I kind of forgot. But he actually brings in the Liepard. I'm going to Moonblast the Gardevoir to hopefully take it out. It's going to go out, which is great. And I just went for another Rock Slide, I think. Yeah, I go for yet another Rock Slide, but he dodges it. I was like, oh, you meanie face. But whatever. He's going to bring in the Rotom Heat, and I got a pretty good position here. Gardevoir outspeeds everything. Granted, he can fake me out. I figured he's going to fake me out. He has really no option. Faking me out will kill me. It's like a guarantee. So I'm going to bring him out. I'm actually going to bring in Ludicolo. Now, Ludicolo's job here is to fake out the Liepard next turn so he can't Encore me. So I can get a Rotom. I can get a Rock Slide off. So I do protect. He does fake out the Ludicolo, which is fantastic. So now he has no other choice. He can't switch out. It's only his last 2 guys. So I'm actually going to go for the fake out on the Liepard, and I'm going to go for a Rock Slide to hopefully take out both of these Pokemon. And I don't really think the Rock Slide will take out the Liepard. I know that they're not the bulkiest of Pokemon, but it is a spread move, and it is a little bit not as strong. So I flinch him. He goes for the Overheat on the Rhydon. Well, we don't know that yet, but I do. He goes for the Overheat. I wasn't sure how I was going to take it because it is at full HP, but not full neutral special attack. It didn't use overheat yet, but I do take it really well. And this Rock Slide goes off, not taking out the Liepard, but the Rotom does go down. So now it's basically like, no matter what he does, I don't think there's a single chance for him to beat us. He could encore the Fake Out, but then he basically loses the Liepard to Earthquake. So he foul plays the Ludicolo to take it out. Doesn't matter, I actually chose Earthquake that turn. I was planning on taking out the Ludicolo anyway, just because I didn't want to miss Rock Slide. So I go for Earthquake, and the Liepard goes down, leaving us with a 3-0 victory, which is fantastic. So that brings us to, what, 5 wins in a row, which is really good. I love this team. I'm slightly upset that I personally didn't make it, but that's only because I love building teams, and when I don't build a team, but I mean, I did make my own corrections to it, so it's not like I just took someone's team and I've been using it. I took someone's team, I changed it, I made it fit more my style, and then I used it. So it's 4/6 of someone else's team. 5/6 if you count Pokemon, but I drastically changed his Gourgeist to something that can take attacks much better. He had a standard 252 spread. I think it was HP and defense, but I spread those EVs out a little bit more so I can take hits on both sides of the spectrum and stuff like that. For my Gourgeist, I don't know if I said that. But this guy's going to be bringing Tyranitar, Garchomp, Rotom Wash, Salamence, Venusaur, and Mawile. So, looking at this team, Tyranitar, Garchomp, Salamence, and, Venusaur are all, wow, I keep hiccuping, are all taken out by Gardevoir, which is fantastic. I can't stop hiccuping, this is annoying. Now, granted, Venusaur, if it gets a Sun Boost, it can kill me with the Sludge Bomb. I don't know if it's a definite one-hit KO, but I think it's close. So I have to be wary of that. So the other 2 Pokemon left are Rotom Wash and Mawile. Well, Venusaur is good against Rotom Wash. It's also pretty good against Tyranitar, and it can give me a good edge with, Sleep Powder. So Venusaur is a definite option. Looking at this team, I think Gourgeist might be a good option because it does get Will-O-Wisp, and I can use it. However, I made a bad mistake of bringing Rhydon instead. I'm checking it here just to see what my moves are. I figured it hits, the Tyranitar and the Mawile super effectively, and it can take the Mawile's attacks pretty well. So that was my decision in that, and you'll see why that wasn't a good decision. Not that it, ruined the game or anything. It's just I could have made a better decision with Gourgeist. And I think I bring Ludicolo as well. I'm not sure. We'll see in a second. This was recorded. I don't remember when it was recorded, but I recorded it a while ago, so I don't really remember everything. I definitely do start off with the Gardevoir because I have a very, very strong lead. I have Focus Blast, but I never use it on my Gardevoir, so I'm thinking of switching it out for Energy Ball so I can have something else for the Rotom Wash. Oh, and I do start off with Charizard because I figured I have a very strong lead against, some other things, especially the Rotom Wash and the Mawile, 2 things that my Gardevoir can't hit super effectively. So he's gonna Sandstream here, and my first instinct was to Mega Evolve and Solar Beam, but then my second instinct was Tyranitar could be Mega, and if I choose Solar Beam, or even if I just go for the straight up Flamethrower, I'm not going to KO anything on his side of the field, and if he's physical, he'll take me out with Rock Slide. If he's special, he won't take me out, but he'll still do unnecessary damage as I just kind of sit idly by. So, I didn't want to risk it, so I'm going to protect with Charizard. I'm just going to Moonblast the Tyranitar. That's what I think is the best play here. I know it's not going to KO the Tyranitar. In fact, I didn't really think it was going to do a lot, but I didn't really have a very good switch into these 2 Pokemon, especially since I didn't know if Tyranitar was special or not. He does protect with the Rotom Wash, maybe seeing the Solar Beam coming his way, but he doesn't Mega with the Tyranitar, so I'm a little surprised. And on top of that, not even just a crit. Did you see how much that Moonblast did? So this is a very offensive Tyranitar. Something really important to note, because I think a defensive Tyranitar in the sand would not have taken that Moonblast that poorly. It probably would have been much closer to half, and not about 70%. So I didn't notice that before during the battle, but you know, in retrospect, that is a very offensive Tyranitar with minimal defensive investments. So here's another play, which really, you know, wasn't too bad. Seeing the Rock Slide, I kind of figured that the Tyranitar was, in fact, physical. So I bring in my Venusaur in hopes to take a Thunderbolt, a Hyper Beam, or not a Hyper Beam, a Hydro Pump, or another Rock Slide. So I'm just going to Moonblast again, hoping to get rid of the Tyranitar, but he does bring in the Mawile instead, and yeah, interesting turn. Now I know that the Mawile can take out my Gardevoir pretty easily. I know the Garchomp's going to have some difficulty taking out the Pokemon on my side of the field, so I'm considering what to do. You know, it's a Mawile, and I was like, well, I brought Rhydon specifically for Mawile, so I'm going to bring in my Rhydon here, and I'm going to Sleep Powder the Garchomp, because I'm realizing Gardevoir is my only chance against this Garchomp, and I can't leave Gardevoir in here because of Sucker Punch. And I was thinking here, I might have to double sleep something, and I know a lot of you guys play by Smogon rules, and that sleep causes an effect, and I try to, you know, honor those rules, because I really do agree with them. So I try not to put too many things to sleep at once, and also because it's really goddamn annoying when someone does that. But I was thinking I might have to, so I Sleep Powder the Garchomp, and then all of a sudden I realized, Rhydon's Rock, it's weak to Iron Head. He didn't go for Sucker Punch. Oh, man. And then he hits the Venusaur, and it's like, oh, okay. What? That did so much damage. I didn't really expect that to do that much damage. I personally thought Venusaur was a good counter or check for Rhydon. Not for Rhydon. Rhydon's name popped up on screen. For Mawile. Not that it could, you know, do damage back to the Mawile, but with the Sleep Powder and the fact that it's Poison Grass, I thought it can take an Iron Head, but clearly it can't. It must be the way I'm EV trained. Although, you know, I'm not one-shotted by a Brave Bird, so I don't. Well, I mean, I do have Cobra Berry, but that's still. I don't know. That's interesting. I'll have to look into that and run some calcs. But here, I'm actually going to go for an Earthquake onto the Mawile and the Garchomp, and I think Flamethrower onto the Mawile, just to guarantee that thing going down. But we'll see, obviously, in a couple of seconds. I'm really hoping this Garchomp doesn't wake up, because I really don't want to deal with the Rock Slide. Unfortunately, he switches out the Mawile. I was like, great. And he brings in the Rotom Wash, and I'm thinking, that's not too bad. This Earthquake isn't going to do very much damage to the Garchomp, and I'm thinking this Flamethrower won't do too much to the Rotom Wash either, but he can't really go for Thunderbolt because I have Rhydon, and he can't really go for the Hydro Pump because of the Sun. So I'm going to get the Flamethrower off, and it's going to do a lot, and that's because it's a crit. So because if it's a crit, I can't actually take him out next turn with my another Flamethrower, because he gets up too far. So I go for Earthquake, not hitting my Charizard, not hitting the Rotom, but gonna hit that Garchomp. And I look at that damage, and I think that's a lot of damage for the Earthquake. Maybe I'm underestimating Rhydon's strength. I don't know. Ooh, excuse me. I don't know, but looking at that damage, I thought it was pretty good. So what I'm gonna do here is, I could Solar Beam the Rotom Wash, and in fact that might be a good idea, but the Garchomp actually scares me just a little bit more, because if it wakes up, you know, that's gonna be bad. So he still sleeps, thankfully, so I'm gonna go for the Flamethrower onto the Garchomp, which is a really interesting play, but with the Sun I figured it'd do a lot, and it does. And then I go for a Rock Slide, hoping to get that last bit gone. I'm not sure if it's gonna be enough, but it is enough, and I'm really excited that it was enough to take out the Garchomp. Granted, this Rotom's still on the field, and I think he still has his Tyranitar in the back. No, yeah. I didn't take out the Tyranitar yet. He brings in the Tyranitar, the sand goes up, and now I can't get my sun back up. And I can't really, do anything. So this is where the bad play comes in. I don't remember exactly what I do. I don't know if this is the exact turn that I do it. We'll see in a couple of seconds. But I'm deciding whether or not, I want to use one Pokemon or not. So I protect. I protect to see what he's going to do. And he goes for the Will-O-Wisp, and I avoid it, which is great. He goes for the Dark Pulse, and it doesn't do that much, and I'm hoping I really don't flinch. I'm really hoping I don't flinch. I don't. So I get the Earthquake off. That should be more than enough to take out the Tyranitar. Is it? It is. I might be thinking of something else. I don't know what I'm thinking of, but it didn't happen this battle. It must have been something else. That happens. So now I can't really get my sun back up, and he has the Mawile coming in, and this is where I thought, Gourgeist would have been a lot better. The Rotom can't do anything to the Gourgeist. The Mawile can do some damage, but I do get Will-O-Wisp. So here's another thing. I also completely forgot that Rhydon was weak to Steel. So I make a really weird play, and you'll see what I'll do. It's not a good play. It really isn't. I bring back the Charizard. Now I wanted to get the sun up again. That was one of the reasons, but you'll see why I didn't need the sun back up. And I get the Levitate again, which is cool. I protect with Rhydon, but at this point in time, the two well, he actually goes for Sucker Punch, hoping to take me out, but and Hydro Pump onto the Rhydon. I was thinking, I don't know what I was thinking, but I'm gonna commentate on what I probably could have done a little bit better these last few turns. I could have left my Charizard in, because at the HP that it was, it probably could have taken a Sucker Punch. I don't know that for sure, so it might not have changed anything. And this is where I kind of realized I need Energy Ball, but I'm so close to taking him out. I should have left Charizard in and thrown Gardevoir to get knocked out. Although, yeah, whatever. And now, my Gardevoir and my Rhydon are down, and now I'm going to bring my Charizard in. Rotom is very close. Next turn, he will die to Sand. However, I'm going to be bringing my Charizard in, so there will be no Sand. So that's one of the reasons why I should have kept Charizard in. I should have realized that, but I didn't. Oh well. So now I'm thinking, okay, so I can kill the Rotom with the Flamethrower, and I can kill the Mawile with a Flamethrower. What's my best bet? I go for the Mawile. Oh no! Whoa! Wow! Skipping ahead. I go for the Protect. I don't know. There was really no point in going for the Protect, but I go for the Protect. So now I'm thinking, okay, Mawile. Mawile's going to go down. It's going to be the hardest thing to take down, and I think I can survive a Thunderbolt from Rotom Wash from where I am. Looking back at it, and pretty much immediately after I made this decision, that was a bad play. You see, I mean, we will see, but what you see is that Charizard can't take an attack from both of these Pokemon. So, what do I outspeed? I outspeed both of these Pokemon. However, he goes for Protect. And however, even though I outspeed both of these Pokemon, the Mawile does get the Sucker Punch. So if I don't attack the Mawile, if I don't attack the Rotom, the Mawile's going to get me down. And then, well, okay, this is not making sense to me. Basically, all in all, had I attacked the Rotom that turn instead of the Mawile, I could have survived the Sucker Punch the next turn, and I could have taken out the Mawile. Unfortunately, though, he protected with the Mawile, so I didn't get a chance. Had he not protected, I still think I would have won. Although the Sucker Punch... Well, no, I probably wouldn't if he didn't protect, because then he would have gone for the Sucker Punch, and see, that was enough to take me out. Either way, those last, like, five turns were poorly played by my part, and looking back, I do know what I could have done to do better. and I'll think about that in the future. But we did get one win, so that's awesome, and I hope to see you guys at the next video. I really do appreciate that you guys are here and watching, so hope to see you at the next video. Peace.